Hi, I'm Sally, and I'm doing a study of one. I finally put some lip balm on my nasty old chapped lips. So I've chosen 3 books to look at to do this study of one and given myself a minimum of 100 days, and I may even take the whole year. But I am going to study a little bit of one of the 3 books every day, and I'm jumping around, so what I've decided to do is label each video as to which book I'm approaching that day. Today, I'm working on this book, Designing Your Life, How to Build a Well-Lived Joyful Life by Burnett and Dave Evans of the Stanford D School. Okay, so I started talking about them the other day and your different gauges because I'm in chapter 1, so I'm still pretty early in the game. One of the things they talked about early on, I can't remember if this was in the introduction or in chapter 1, they talked about gravity problems, which are problems that you really can't solve from a self-help perspective. Like if you want world peace, or I don't know, if you want to be a professional basketball player and you're 75 years old and 5'2", then probably that's a gravity problem. That's like if you want to float around all the time like an astronaut but live on the earth, your problem is gravity. So that's why they call it a gravity problem. But today, I'm going to look at the different gauges they talk about. You might have been watching me from day 1, since this is only day 3, that's not such a stretch. But you have, according to these guys, you have 4 gauges. One is your health, one is your work, one is your play, and one is your love gauge. I'm not going to read all the various things that he says on the different gauges, but I am going to read the section under your play gauge. Play is about activity that brings joy just for the pure sake of the doing of it. It can include organized activity or productive endeavors, but only if they are done for fun and not for merit. We contend that all lives need some play, and that making sure there is some play in our day is a critical life design step. Make a quick list of how you play, and then fill in your gauge. Are you a quarter full, or half, or 3/4, or really full? Okay, you can see my note there says, struggling with this. Since I don't think I have the kind of play in my life that he's talking about, here's where I run into problems. When he says it can include organized activity or productive endeavors, but only if they are done for fun and not merit. And I feel like everything I do seems to need to have an outcome, like an aim. I don't do a lot of things unless I'm trying to accomplish something. And I don't know what that is. I've been like that since I was a kid. In fact, weirdly, I told you in episode 1 or 2 that monetization of my work has been, or assessing value to my work has been one of my biggest issues. But when I was a kid, I used to put on little plays, and I didn't have any compunction asking people to pay me $0.25 to come see me put on a play I was making up on the spot. My friends and I would throw these goofy fashion shows and charge people to come see them, and of course my parents would always pay to come see our fashion show. And then, of course, things like making greeting cards when you're in 3rd grade. I wish I still had one of those greeting cards. They're probably kind of hilarious. They might be reproducible at some point, or not. And I charged people like a dime for a greeting card, and they paid me. So the point I'm making here is I didn't have any trouble doing creative things just for fun and then selling my creative work. I struggle with that now, though. I do creative things, but I rehearse, and that's fun, but I rehearse with an end in mind. I want to accomplish something. I want to create something by the end of rehearsal, a really well-honed song, or write a new song, or put a set together. Things like the things that I do for fun, like the books I choose books that I think might edify me. I'm reading Jane Austen right now, and I'm reading these 3 books. So I wrote in here for me Fun is I read, but I don't really do anything strictly for fun. I have a need to justify activities. I have some shows I watch. I eat for fun. That's one thing I do definitely for fun. I read a bit, but most of what I do feels like it should be purposeful. And I'm not sure... I don't know. This is a sticky one for me. I wonder if my relationship with food has anything to do with the fact that it's one of the few things that I do absolutely and strictly for fun. I do not eat for fuel. If I did, I would A, have a much healthier diet, and B, not eat quite so many carbs, and C, I wouldn't enjoy it as much as I do. I eat for fun. I eat because it's a social activity. I eat because I enjoy the textures of food. I enjoy the flavors of food. I enjoy the experimentation of it. But really, honestly, I'm just doing it for fun. I don't do a lot of things strictly for fun like that. If I do, it's nothing I've planned. There are things that I do maybe in the moment, spontaneous activity. That's a tough one. And maybe that's one I'm going to be working on. Hello.
Hello.
Oh, shit! Oh, shit! Oh, shit! Okay, come here. You have to show what you just did. I love you so much right now. I love you so much right now because I was just talking about the fact that I struggle with having fun without purpose. Okay, my son just came with a...
Are you doing studying fun?
Yeah. Show the gun that you got. He just came and shot me with that. It was in his Christmas stocking and he shot me with it. I forgot that he even had it. Oh my God.
Study of 2.
No! Study of 1. This is my show. So, okay. Apparently I can have fun, but it's best if it's planned by others. Considering the fact that I'm studying 3 books, sorry, I'm adjusting my chair. 2 of those books are going to address this question directly. This one, of course, talks about having fun being an area of your life, having play, the area of play. And the other book is this one. It's Never Too Late to Begin Again by Julia Cameron, and she's the one who wrote The Artist's Way, which I did, man, I'm thinking it's been about 15 years since I did The Artist's Way. So in it, she talks about the kind of creative play that I think I want to focus on. I think that may be the kind of play that will apply in this book as well. So, something to think about. How do you play? What is it that you do simply for the sake of doing it, for the fun of it? Not for the merit or for what you'll accomplish, but just something you'll do for yourself, to explore that side of yourself that's pure joy, that childlike side. I think that's the focus for today. And tomorrow and the next day, I'll probably spend a little bit more time on It's Never Too Late to Begin Again. I've explored most of chapter 1 of this Designing Your Life. But if you have any books that you want to recommend, there are plenty of great books out there that are life-changing. I don't know that every self-help book I've ever picked up has been a life-changing book, but I picked up a few, and some that weren't self-help books that ended up being really self-helpy. Whatever your pursuits, look to books to explore. I'm also going to encourage you to read paper books. There's a different part of your brain that you can access when you read a paper book versus reading a book on a Kindle. I'm not saying that you can't read a book on a Kindle. Of course, if that's how you read, I totally get it. That's perfectly fine. And this is a study of 1, so you do you. I think there's an access point to your brain if you are handling a book. I'm sure there's a study about that. If you have one or know of one, look it up, post it in the comments. That would be great. I would really appreciate it. In the meantime, thanks for viewing Please like and subscribe. Comment, definitely comment, share your ideas. As this channel grows and we begin to share ideas, I think we can all help each other. But never forget that you are the one who knows you best. Because you are a study of one.